Theme song, theme song.
I'm Tanya,
I'm Nikki.
and we're 1000 Eyes in One, the podcast. Sadly, I know, our final episode of season 3 of Wheel of Time, episode 8, He Who Comes with the Dawn. For previous episodes, find us at thousandeyespod.bsky.social. On YouTube, you can find us at 1000 Eyes in One podcast. If you'd like to follow us on social media, we are 1000 Eyes in One on Instagram and Facebook, 1000 Eyes Pod on Blue Sky, and if you're interested in our speculative fiction book club, follow Wine on an Empty Stomach on Instagram.
Do you know what has been going on in my mind? Because obviously we're late with this episode.
Yes.
But every time I think about it, it's like, Slum Village, Falling.
Yeah.
Falling is in my mind, except I'm replacing falling with stalling. For you. Maybe we're selfish. We don't want it to end. We can't help it.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
This is a tough one. So let's get right into it. Let's start in Tanchico. Tanchico, we start off with the Black Aja chilling out, playing with the Tangriel, the Balefire one.
Yeah.
Just
casually. Nobody cares.
Weapons of mass destruction, just
no danger
with
here.
Them.
Yeah, it's wild to see her because she's got defiance in her heart.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see it, but we've known that from the beginning. And I'm not gonna lie, I was actually really excited to see her ass again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked how when Leandrin was like, "Where's Ispan?" She's just like, "Oh, I just assumed you killed her like you did Naomi."
Mm-hmm. But it's like, why would you even bring that up? I mean, bring it up, sure, but don't bring it up like that because she clearly killed Naomi.
Like, she might kill you too. And then we get Moghedien in her greatest role yet, bringing the
God.
bracelet. I love
Moghedien
so much.
Like, what's not to love?
And I wondered what her end game is bringing her the bracelet. Like, does she just want to see how this plays out?
I think so. Like, we can talk about her a little bit later, but yeah, let's talk about her a little bit later.
Okay.
Moghedien gives her the bracelet, and Leandrin is like, wait a second, do I know you? And she's like, no, mistress has been busy beyond your notice. Like, why would you even busy yourself with learning my name?
Right.
It's way below you.
But like, you'd think you'd remember your little creepy staff because she's definitely creepy.
So creepy. It's like if Wednesday Addams was your handmaiden, you wouldn't be like, what's up with that girl?
Right. Like, what's wrong with that one?
Yeah. So funny.
Yeah, I loved it. The gang goes to the Panarch's palace.
Oy.
Wackiness ensues.
They Scooby-Dooed it. Let's split up.
Let's split up. If you find it, just leave. Of course, they never listen to their own instructions. But
the way my face just fell, sometimes I wish that we recorded these on video because like our facial expressions, if you watch our live streams and you're like, okay, yeah, they're like cartoons, or totally not a cartoon, Tanya swears. But I just like my face just fell when you said that. Because of course they leave when they find it. Why would they do otherwise? But did you expect the groups to break into the ones that they did?
I expected Matt and Min to be together. I thought Elaine and Nynaeve would stay together.
Uh-huh.
And that Tom would go on his own.
Yeah. But I was happy to see Tom go with her because I was like, oh my God, they have to talk on the way.
Yeah, well,
we got to figure out what the fuck is going on with them. Like, what is this connection? Because clearly there is one.
There is one. Tom remembers her as a child because he used to be all up in Andor in the castle.
Mm-hmm. And also made promises to her mommy.
So a little bit more of his background, hopefully next season.
Yeah.
To learn his mysteries.
To learn his mysteries, but also, why would she trust him to do that? He's just a bard.
A bard who is very adept with throwing knives,
Yeah.
you know?
I want that to be my specialty. I love throwing knives.
Yeah, he's a bard who's adept with throwing knives and apparently is close enough to the queen to be making promises for her. He's such a mystery.
I wondered if he was her dad, honestly.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
consider that.
I was like, maybe he came through the court, they had a wild night, and he like did the right thing. The queen was like, Tom, she looks just like you. And Tom was like, you know what? I don't mind being the daddy to a princess, but we can't let this get out, so I'll wander, you know?
I never considered that.
Yeah, honestly, I was waiting for the Elaine, I am your father moment.
That would be interesting.
Hmm.
Well, he lets her know that there is no Lord Gabriel.
Ugh, that moment. I was so excited for that because he's like, Laura, who? And she was
Lord
like,
who?
yeah,
Your
they've been in love
consort?
forever. And he's like, no, I would know this. And she was like, but he was there. He's
Yeah,
like,
she was
dude,
like, he's
wait
been
a
there since
second.
I was like 5. And they're like, what?
No, he's like, I've been back several times. I'm your dad. And no, he's not.
I'm your dad.
But like, how frightened would you be? You're like, wait a minute.
Like, I have memories of him.
I have memories. He's a Forsaken.
And he puts it together right away. Tom
Yeah.
is on it. He's so smart
So
and
clever.
they need him. He's the smartest in the group and just the most
Oh,
knowledgeable, clearly the most worldly and experienced.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Because he puts it together right away that Lord Gabriel has to be a Forsaken because it's the only thing that makes sense to
It's the
him.
only, yeah. I mean, and it is the only thing that makes sense.
Because why else would you think you've known this man all your life?
The
Like
only one
to
who's
the
known
point
you your
that you
whole life is Tom.
we need to get to the bottom of that.
Daddy, is that you?
I think it's probably something else.
No, I know. I just
I know.
it's a fun theory. I mean, I enjoyed also those moments, hiding in the room, and I got to see Elaine be a badass and fight. But that moment where he's like, listen, you got to get out of here. And she's like, no, I have a reason to be here. And he was like, listen, your mom thinks that she's in love with the Forsaken. Like, what is he up to? She is in danger. Please go home. And she was like, oh, fuck. You know what? You're right. You're right. Take that bullet, bro.
Well, she doesn't run. She decides to stay. And that sister, whose name I don't remember, tries to use the balefire magic wand on him and has no control over it.
Mm-mm.
And here comes Elaine to the rescue.
Yeah, she Jedi mind tricked that shit. She's the Force. Mm.
She somehow knew exactly what to do. She's clearly more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And look what that balefire did.
Oh my God.
So I learned about balefire in, I want to say, the fourth or fifth book.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to go into detail about it.
Oh, come on. I don't know anything. As long as it's not a spoiler, tell me.
Okay, well, I guess it's not spoiler for the story. It's just kind of like how it works.
Okay, then let me ask you questions.
Okay.
All right. So visually, Elaine points the thing at unknown woman's name, right? She like falls to the floor. But then there's a moment where like, I don't know, her fiery soul comes and stands behind Elaine. And at
Hmm.
first I was like, what the fuck is that? And then they both dissolve. And I was like, huh, okay. So tell me
Okay.
more.
Okay. I'm sure we're gonna get into balefire the next episode. There's no next episode.
Tears of sorrow.
I'm sure we'll see more balefire the next season
Mm,
because balefire is crazy powerful
yeah.
and they warn you not to use it because basically what we saw happen was not only did she destroy that woman, she made her cease to exist in the moments before. That's
Mm,
why it moved backwards to her, back to her standing, and the ceiling went back into place.
yeah. Okay. So I was wondering, I looked at that. I was just like, what?
Yeah, it makes it as if that just never happened. It doesn't just destroy you, it like erases the recent memory of you.
Wow. ATM doesn't even do that.
There it is.
Seven. So I have a question, and I hadn't thought about it until just now. Watching her do this and like actually get to fight for life or death. So it's not like in the battle where she's with Nynaeve with the Seanchin where they're like, fighting the White Cloaks and stuff. Like, not that it wasn't life or death, but this is different because she's facing like Aes Sedai and not just regular ass people. And it made me wonder, is she headed for Green Aja? Like, is Elena battle Aja bitch?
I could see that.
Right?
I
I
could see
never
that.
thought about it before, but it excites me.
I could see that. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. So she kills that bitch and she runs off to go save her mom.
One of the things that I thought was really cool was when Tom kind of stops in the hallway. He puts on his hat and turns and looks
Mm.
at her. Like, I swear in the back of my mind, it was like, "Do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah, I love moments like that. We should do a Western on 30 Tuesdays.
Totally can.
Yeah, that moment, that's like the showdown moment, right? That's where you expect that the hero is either going to win really quickly or he's going to die in like a, knockdown drag out fight.
He looked like he was expecting to die.
Yeah. I mean, I expected to see him go. Especially after last week, Like no punches pulled here. People dying in the streets.
While they're doing their search, Matt and Min find this room full of treasures
Hmm. The
and
room of requirement.
the and Matt enters this forbidden archway that we saw in the opening scene.
Yes. Yes.
Matt meets the eelfin.
What the fuck is that thing? He jumped in. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. This is season 4 shit.
I was like, and I felt how Matt felt, where he's like, do I have to encounter every fucking magical piece of shit in this world?
Dude, it was so wild. Because I mean, I haven't read the books and
Mhm.
I haven't said that in a while, but I haven't read the books. So I have everything that happens is a surprise to me, which I really actually fucking love. But whoa, what a scary creature. I didn't know how to react. In Hunter x Hunter, there are these characters, there's this whole arc with army ants and like queen bees and whatever, chimera ants they call them, where basically the queen bee they started bringing her like the flesh of humans and also animals, and she started making them into these fucking hybrids. And there's one guy that's like a cheetah, half a person half a cheetah, and that's who it reminded me of, except this elfin was way scarier. Looks like he'll gnaw on your bones.
He looks like if the Thundercats were evil.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's like Chitara's like evil brother.
So in the books, this is what Matt encounters in Ruidian.
Oh.
So they kind of just moved his Ruidian experience somewhere else.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's a
I'm
little
not
bit
mad at that.
longer. It's a little bit longer in the books. I think more happens. He meets other like creatures or people or whatever they are.
Hmm.
It was much longer in the book. I don't remember all the details. But yeah, basically they took his Ruidian moment and moved it to Tenchiko.
Wow. I mean, that's cool. I would have never known that that was out of place. And um I think it's such an opportunity because we get to see Matt on his own, and we've talked a lot of shit about Matt about Matt this
We talked
season.
so much shit about Matt. Poor
So much
Matt.
shit about Matt. But also, just you know what? All the shit we talk about Matt, I'm not going to say that I necessarily revise my opinion. Matt to me might actually be the most human and relatable of all of them, like as a lay person,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, what do you do in any of these situations that you've been in? I'm not saying I would have picked up the scary knife in season 1, but like here you are with this otherworldly creature. It smells like literal death in here. He's talking to you full mouth, and you're just like,
And his instinct was to try to run back through that arch. Like
surprise,
that
surprise.
was the first thing he did was turn around and run back out.
Then like, what must he think? He's just like, through his mind was just like, Of course the fucking door's gone. Of course it's fucking gone.
All of this after wondering what would the world be like without the one power and
Mm.
Aes Sedai and magic. And I'm like, damn, probably be a
Sorry,
lot better
bro.
for you.
So much better. He'd just be like, he'd probably just get knifed in the alley for like making a wrong deal, and it would have it would have been fine. No one would
Been
heal him.
fine.
Uh, but he's legit scared, and I was legit scared for him.
Yeah, that thing was terrifying. And the way it kept doing that weird inhale, like
Oh,
growly
the,
thing.
the thunderous laugh.
Oh, it was creepy. And then he's asking for like iron and musical instruments.
So what is that? What is that about?
That
Is
I
it
don't remember.
okay? Because he's like things of iron, things that make music, and there was one other thing that I can't remember. But I'm wondering, is it because he wants those things, or is it because they're dangerous to him?
I don't know.
He's like, oh, you came in here defenseless.
And then he makes a deal without setting terms,
Yeah. How do you
which
feel about that?
you never do that. You never do that. A contract is offer, acceptance,
Mm.
and consideration.
Yeah.
You have to
No, no
trade something.
bargaining. You got to trade.
You have to trade something, even if it's $1. You have to trade something.
Magic always has a price.
And he didn't trade anything, and so he got the noose. But
Yeah.
he did get what he asked for. The voices stopped
The voice has stopped and he regrets it already.
because that's not all he lost. It's
Yeah.
like he went to go see cultivation.
Yeah.
He got his boon, and it comes with a curse.
Always. Always. It's so funny because when I say magic comes with a price, it always comes with a price. I always think about Once Upon a Time, that series,
Mhm.
because they always say that magic always comes with a price, and it does.
Magic
Can't
is like a sword without a hilt.
oof, juggle that bitch. Yeah, poor Matt. But then, he never misses a moment to make light of things. So yeah, man. How scary was that Aes Sedai in the room with Min? She's like, little bones
Break
break.
the nicest.
Just like, it made
So
me think of my feet
creepy.
because my feet are small too.
And she was yellow Aja. So she
Yeah.
was probably hurting people so often, just like
Oh,
out
dude.
of just pleasure
I
for
feel like
herself.
for like a yellow Aja who's a black Aja, it's not just that you're hurting people for pleasure, it's that you're healing them and then hurting them again.
Right. And what do they know
What do they know?
about what you're doing?
Oh shit, this treatment took a turn for the worse. And then now you're better. Oh shit, no, actually that didn't work. Like, your bone is set. Psych.
And then she's like, cool, I'll just watch this guy hang. There's nothing else going on.
Nothing else, dude. Like the evilness of these evil, evil, evil black Ajas is
They're so evil.
they're so evil. And like I feel like their evil is evility a word.
Their evility. It
Their
is now.
evil their evility doesn't even it's just so amateur hour compared to Leandrin.
Mhm.
Like Leandrin has a plan. These bitches just like being bad.
Yeah.
Like, do they really, like, when it comes down to it, do they really, like, fuck with the Dark Ones? Like, do they really fuck with the Forsaken? As we learn with Ispan, no, not really. Like, they do, but no, no. Yeah. So
At the
RIP to that bitch.
Well, she's not dead. She was just knocked out.
Oh, I take it back.
Matt was wearing a necklace. When they zoomed in on it, it looked
Yes!
like a wolf's head, right?
I couldn't figure out exactly what it looked like, but the first time I watched it, I was like, listen, I am having the same reaction as men. Like, can you put some fucking clothes on? Like, button up your fucking shirt. Why are we seeing so much chest? But in this episode, like, on one hand, it was like, you guys are used to seeing him, like, his chest hair and shit. But then on the other hand, I was like, why are you guys emphasizing the chest so much? So when that necklace appeared on him after he came back out of the gate, I was like, okay, I see what you were about. I see what you're about. And so, what does that mean? And also, like, just to like, to speak in the future about Elida, is that the same thing as the key that she came out with?
Right. Like, when you leave the Aelfin, do they leave you with some kind of charm?
Yeah.
And what does that charm do? What does it mean?
What does it do? What does it mean?
Don't tell us if it's spoilery, but we want to know.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I have enough time to read like the first 4 or 5 books between now and then. However, Sanderson keeps putting out new shit, so a fat chance.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to get back into it.
Man. Yeah, I have the prequel here, so I think I'll start there. It looks like a smaller book than the others. Matt and Min back together like peas and carrots. Who knows what's going to happen next? I don't know, but it's going to be a misadventure.
The Misadventures of Matt and Min.
I'd read that comic book.
They should just do like a little cartoon spinoff.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'd
Remember in
watch it.
season 1 where they had those like other things that were happening like in the extras?
Oh yeah.
I miss those. Bring them back.
Leandrin is searching for this collar and is looking for the wrong thing because she doesn't
The
know
wrong
what it's
thing.
supposed to look like because she only saw the Sanchin with the already collared women.
Mhm. Yep.
When she was throwing things in the drawer and it fell out, I was like, oh man, you don't
So
even know it
close.
was right
It's
there.
so far. And she comes in talking about, I thought, she's like, I swore that I
Felt it.
felt it. Nope. But, Nynaeve knows what those things look like.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great because even Matt obviously is now aware. Like it doesn't look like it does in the picture. This is not what it's like when you're actively wearing it. Like this is a whole different aspect of it. I enjoy seeing Leandrin frustrated because she's here. She knows she's got everything she needs except this one piece. Literally the one thing that she's been talking about, collaring the dragon. And like maybe didn't think to, you know, maybe it was literally a collar, you
Yeah.
know, a little far sighted of her, but it looked useless. It looked like a fucking old dirty iron thing. Like maybe that shit was, a bracelet or some shit.
I mean, it looked like all the other trinkets in the drawer, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't look important.
Not at all. It's an unassuming piece of jewelry.
She finds Nynaeve, confronts her for the collar. Poor
Wait a second.
Nynaeve.
Wait, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Nynaeve, Miss clearly has never stolen a thing in her life because talk about not playing it off. Like, could you be more obvious clutching the bag to your
Right.
chest, like not even holding, like the handles bunched up in your hands, like you rode a New York City subway for the first time? Like, get out of here. Just put that shit over your shoulder and walk out. But why didn't you leave?
I
And you
couldn't
know
understand
why?
why she didn't leave.
I think that she was hoping to run into Leandrin.
So she could turn her like she tried.
Like she tried. Yeah. She saw her. But she doesn't know that Leandrin has high hopes of becoming a Forsaken.
Like she likes being evil.
She does.
And I love that for her.
I do. I think the connection between Nynaeve and Leandrin sort of in a twisted way mirrors that between Lanfear and Rand.
Mm-hmm.
Like they see something worth saving in them. But don't save her. She
She
don't
don't
want to
want to be
be
saved.
saved. So yeah, no, Leandra comes in and beats the shit out of her, like without trying.
She just throws her into the sea. I thought the CGI for that chain was a little sketch.
Oh, come on. They blew their budget on the balefire.
I know. I was like, they must have run out of money by then. But I was
Uh,
happy that we finally got to see Nynaeve come into her power.
Finally, she earned it. She did. I'm happy she earned it. Like that was a great Moses moment that she had.
Mm-hmm.
And also my thoughts honestly, because I was like, she's not gonna die. She's got to be back.
Right.
So she's not gonna die. We know that, right? So I didn't feel uncomfortable for her. But my favorite, it might be one of my favorite parts, like maybe top 5 favorite moments of this episode, is that she comes out and my thought is like, okay, she's had all this training and she hasn't been able to get it, but now she can touch the one power. And all of the things that they've been teaching her, like she's going to be able to do it with such finesse now that she understands.
She should have been paying attention in school instead of having an attitude with her teachers.
Well, you know.
But here we are. She was able to channel to save her own life, hearing the voice of Elnor Jr., which, why is she Elnor Jr.? That's what it says in the captions.
For real?
Elnor Jr.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
Interesting. So what does she do? Does she run after Leandra? Like in my head, I was like, so do you keep this a little secret? Because Leandra's got everything that she needs now
And thinks you're dead.
and
She
thinks
could
you're
use
dead.
that to her advantage.
Yeah, I guess she just had to sneak, sneak.
Did Leandrin seem almost regretful when she was killing Nynaeve?
Yeah, what a waste of potential.
Right?
What a waste of potential. But also, like, I'm sure that it gassed up her little tank. She was like, I just killed the most powerful channeler in 1,000 years. Like, I'm definitely making tryouts, you know?
Leandrin finally meets the real Mogedion
Woo, what a scary bitch.
and almost offends her. And she's like,
Okay.
well, you're the weakest.
So good. Let's talk about that. When you ask, what do I think Mogedian's endgame is? I think it's for her to prove that she's not the weakest one.
Mm,
She is so tired of people saying that shit to her. And just because she's been, playing it low or whatever, actually, you know what I just realized? If her power is like, like the gray one is just kind of go unnoticed, that's what's keeping everybody else from realizing how powerful she is. And so they just assume that she's the weakest one. But even if you're not, you get tired of people saying that. Like, look at your own power working against you in that way.
right.
So, hee hee. I'm so excited to see more of her next season.
And
Like,
it's crazy to think she's the weakest one when we've seen her be so crazy powerful,
crazy powerful and psychotic about it.
which I love.
Villain just for villain. You know what I hope? I hope we never get her backstory. I hope we never get her backstory. I hope we just see her being evil. Don't
Yeah.
explain her to me. I love her just the way she is.
Landron's trying to team up with her though. She's like, I'm weaker than you, so you just need somebody under you.
Yeah. And they're both like, we don't play nice with others, so maybe this will work. Like, you do you, I do me, with the understanding that should the opportunity ever come to take you out, bitch, I will not even blink.
I had two questions for this scene.
Hmm.
One, did she use the one power to get those finger waves? Because she had braids previously.
What was your second question?
My second question was, what was she doing in that room? It looked like she was waiting for something.
Mm. Maybe she was waiting for Lanfear,
Hmm.
potentially to meet with the Forsaken. Because like, she passed all the tests, she got everything they need. Lanfear's obviously been keeping an eye on her. Um, and as far we've never seen her meet with any of the other ones. Like, sure, there are two that we have yet to meet, but maybe she was waiting for Lanfear. Can we just say, like, I am quite satisfied with the fact that we only have one spider sighting,
Yeah.
which fucking threw me because you guys don't know this, but I watched this on a projector, so it's very big on my my wall when shit like that happens. And I did scream. Not
Yeah.
loud, but I did scream. Yeah, it's one of those. A Miss Muffet on her Tuffet scream. And and it only lasted a few seconds. And I'm sorry if you love tarantulas, but this is not the place for that. Um, yeah, so shout out to the showrunners for understanding that people are terrified. And you can go Google those on your own time. But, eventually we were gonna have to see one.
To the desert, to Al Khair Dal. So much happens here. So much happens here. We get Rand breaking up with Lanfear.
Breakup of the century.
Oh my gosh, she did not take it well. I loved that he called her jealous, petty,
Cruel.
and just cruel.
Mm-hmm. No lies
No
detected.
lies detected. And I did wonder how he was going to handle finding out that she'd been torturing Egwene all that time.
Yeah, they did leave us in suspense for an entire episode because we had that wonderful battle in
Mm.
R.I.P. Loyal. but that was their way of holding us at bay. And we get to see that Rand is furious, but the type of quiet fury that, like, if your parents come home and you know that you did something wrong, but they're quiet about it and they just look at you and whatever's coming next, it's gonna be terrible. Yeah, it was like that. She seems super surprised that he was actually breaking up with her.
Yeah, she really did. Like, did she think the cat was that bomb?
It was great, but not torture the ex love of my life great.
Right. And I love that it was Egwene who shows up and shoves her out of the dream.
A whole like a mental headbutt.
Yeah.
I was into
A
it.
mental Sparta kick in the chest.
Dude, love it. Love, love, love. But I mean, do I feel a little bit for her as I watch her heartbreak in real time? No. I thought I was gonna say yes. No, I don't because she's still a Forsaken.
She's such a bitch.
Such a
She
bitch.
is jealous, petty, and cruel.
All those things. And
And
like, when Rand brings her, she's like, well, this is an interesting choice for our destination dream. And he was like, yeah, because this is the last place that you were actually a real person with a heart. You were like, this is all your fault. Everything that's happened up until now, this is your fault.
yeah,
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
I like seeing Lanfair use those weird oily weaves
Mm.
and the way like her body gets all twitchy and like she's about to turn into a monster.
Yeah, I want to see her turn into a monster.
Yeah, I want to see this final form. I need to see it.
Oh my God. Like, are we ever gonna get these? I would
I have
like,
no
I
idea.
want, whew. Oh, I just got so excited.
To backtrack a bit, Rand is harvesting
I knew you were gonna say that.
Rand is harvesting the squash to pay his toe.
I love that. So, can I ask you a question about this scene? Because the first time I saw it, I didn't think anything of it. The second and third time, I was like, wait a second. So, what I noticed, and I wonder if this is just like me reading too much into things as I've been doing a little season, but Rand is gathering the squash. There's a light breeze, but when he starts talking about, you know, owing her toe, and you can kind of feel the grief on his face, like suddenly Egwene's hair starts to blow. And I was like, oh, wait a second. Like, we see what happens later with the weather and shit. And I'm like, was he responsible for this breeze kicking up? Like, is his grief responsible for this coming and happening? I don't know.
I never considered that.
Yeah. That was my wondering. It was sad. It was sad. And you see poor Egwene, like, I still hate your guts, but look at you. I know that, like, deep down, like, you don't have to do this, and you're still doing it. Like, the little girl's dead. Nobody gives a fuck. I won't say that nobody gives a fuck, but the little girl is dead. You actually don't have to do this. But the type of guy that he is, he's gonna do it.
Right. Samael is in captivity.
That bitch.
and
Lanfear was right.
and Moiraine learned a new trick, tying off a shield.
Look at that.
And she wants Samael to teach Rand, which is also what Lanfair wanted,
Yeah. Yeah, that's why she sent him.
which I
Like,
thought was going to happen.
I did too. But like, who wants to be taught by a general who keeps getting captured? He deserves to be buried under the sand forever and ever for no one to find him. Like, imagine having to live forever. And I'm thinking about, a show movie, like Death Becomes Her, right? Like, imagine your head gets cut off and then it gets buried in the sand. You don't have arms, you don't have legs. The pieces of you are just living forever and ever, buried in the sand. That sounds like a terribly boring way to exist. Like, what do? You try to take naps? Like, how long can you nap for?
Right.
Terrible.
It's like when you're on
Terrible.
like a 24-hour flight. It's like you can
Yeah.
sleep, wake up, eat, sleep again, and you're like, I'm still on this fucking
I'm
flight.
still on the plane.
I thought we were going to get some, not a training montage, but I thought the Eye of the Tiger playing.
Yeah, I love it.
I thought we were gonna get some Rand Samael interaction, but our
Hmm.
girl Mogedion shows up instead.
Whoo, that bitch.
And
Like, when do you
oh,
think she can't get scarier?
I was like, is she gonna free him? Of course not.
No, of course not. Of course
Of
not.
course
I mean,
not.
I thought she was gonna fuck him up for sure, but nothing to the extent of what we see.
Like that was crazy.
It's like, imagine, you know how they have those like anatomical dummies in like medical school and stuff, because me and Tanya
Hmm.
are doctors, in case you guys didn't know. But like, to take each muscle fiber, just like strand for strand, and string them out, and that's your web. Girl, I like maybe had a little bit of a boner because I couldn't believe how diabolical it was, but also just like, I'm so much more afraid of her now. Like, don't get me wrong, Lanfear is terrifying,
But
right?
Mogedion is something else because the torture part of it, oh my gosh. And she says she wanted to learn how to kill another chosen. And so I guess that
Mm-hmm.
was her practice round.
She dissected that motherfucker.
That was so far beyond that. I don't even know if a word exists in English for what she did to that man. And Lanfear and Robin find what's left. And they're a little scared, even if they won't admit it.
They pooped a little bit.
They
Just
absolutely
a little pebble.
released the cupcake out their butts.
Just to do.
Robin teases her for getting dumped, which I thought was really funny. He's like,
I
"Oh,"
loved that. Every time I watch the episode, that part made me laugh. He was like, oh, again.
and it's like it just happened. She's still sore about it.
Yeah. When he calls her out on that, it makes me think about Catelyn Stark. It makes me think about Cersei and just people thinking that their pettiness is disguised when it's not. Like, we know you telegraph that shit. It's a big ass billboard that says, "My boyfriend dumped me, so let's kill him now. I'm definitely on your side." Not girl. We know what happened. We
Got
see this shit before.
dumped again. Well, her new plan is for Robin to wield Kalendor instead of Rand.
How does that work? Can he do that? Can a Forsaken wield this weapon?
Yeah, it's a Tangriel or a Sangreal, whichever. I can never remember which is which, so forgive me.
It's a Grial.
It's a Grial that only men can wield.
Oh, that's right. Got it.
Right. So Samael is dead. Grendel and Semarag, we haven't met and they
Nope.
haven't been mentioned again.
Nope.
But she clearly doesn't want to work with them. So
No,
Robin is all she
clearly.
has left.
Yep, she's got Robin, and Robin has got Andor.
Oh, man. I really thought we would see Andor.
Well, that's something to look forward to. Maybe they're still building the set because it better be beautiful. It better be beautiful. Whew, man, that confrontation. Do you think she's gonna blast him with balefire?
Lanfair blast Robin with
No, no,
Balefire.
no, 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 Elaine.
Elaine blast Robin with
Yeah, I feel
Balefire.
like she deserves that kill.
Yeah,
Her
she
mom might
does.
have to die first, but she deserves that kill.
I don't want her mom to die.
We didn't want Loyal to die either.
Pout.
She's poking her lip out in sadness.
Pout. Melindra. Let's talk about our girl Melindra, who we were suspicious about.
Hmm.
So in the books, there is a woman who's traveling with the Aiel. She's not one of them. She's there with this merchant
Hmm.
or something like that. And another like mysterious guy who I think is supposed to be a bard, but is actually something else. And she is to seduce Rand, and there's this whole thing. She's a dark friend. And so I think maybe Melindra filled in that role
Mm,
instead of having that whole storyline.
sure. That
But
makes sense. I mean, I asked you a question. You know that this happens, but did you miss it?
no,
Okay, cool.
no. I think the only thing I would have enjoyed seeing is the punishment that that woman got. She was made to serve naked and they beat her ass.
Oh,
And I was like, damn. They
was
said
she
we don't
hot
fuck.
though?
Yes. But I
Nice.
was like, damn, they really do not fuck with dark friends like that.
Mm.
Do the Aiel know they have dark friends among them? Oh, that's a question.
I
We could talk about that all day.
that's a great question. That's a
Ugh.
great question, and I think that they wouldn't even consider that it was a possibility.
Right.
Because how could yeah, no,
Because
no.
honor is so important to them.
Hmm.
Well, Lanfear calls in a favor. Melindra owes her a debt, and she is sent to kill our boy Lan, but she
In
does
the middle
not.
of his meditation.
And we learn that she swore dark oaths to bring Malkier back. But after spending time with Lan, she realizes Lan is Malkier.
Hmm.
Now, it seemed her instruction was just to kill Lan, I suppose.
Yeah.
Why would Lanfear think she could even do that? I mean, yes, she's a maiden, so she's trained with the Aiel.
Do
But
you mean
Lan is,
because he's a warder?
yeah, we know how skilled he is. So why would she
Yeah.
think it'd be so easy to kill him? That she would only send Melindra.
Yeah. It's a good question. That's a good question. Or maybe if she didn't kill him, at least take him out of the game.
Or maybe she was supposed to kill Rand. And
Who,
she went to Lan so that she could tell him, even though
maybe.
breaking her oaths killed her. Also didn't know breaking your oaths would kill you instantly.
Yeah, me neither. And it looked like a very terrible death.
Yeah, it looked very painful and horrific, and her soul will never come back.
I've been suspicious of Melindra forever. And so when she met with Lanfear, I was like, this fucking bitch. And then when she was listening to the conversation while they were walking, I was like, this fucking bitch. So when she came up and had a spear at his back, I did not expect for her to be like, oh my God, it's actually you. You're the one. You know?
I didn't expect her to try to kill Lan. I was suspicious of her, but I
Hmm.
wasn't suspicious that she was going to try to kill Lan because I had the feeling she actually really liked Lan, but I felt like
Yeah.
she had some kind of end game that was nefarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe she did. Or maybe this whole time after meeting him was like, I'm getting what my dark oaths asked for, you know,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
the return of Malkier.
Exactly. And I
Like,
think that's what it was at the end. She's like, oh my God, this is, I can break them because this is exactly what I've been hoping for my whole life.
right. So she got what she wanted out of her
She
oaths.
did.
The king
She
of
did.
Malkier lives.
Yep.
Malkier is not exactly back, but that's why you have to be specific.
Yeah. With the magic.
You got to be specific.
Gotta set the terms.
Speaking of Aiel Dark Friends, Lanfair pays a visit to the Shaido. She gives our boy those fake tattoos.
Hmm.
Now, does this mean that they have sworn dark oaths in return?
Huh. I hadn't even thought about that. I think that she's just so hell bent on Rand being defeated at this point, because her heart's still broken and it hurts. But yeah, what benefit is it to her for okay, you have these things now on your arms, but
So it's like, yeah, you'll take out Rand, you'll fuck up his claim, but what does she get out of it other than hurting Rand? Because I feel like she's not going to give a freebie.
yeah. I mean, but is hurting Rand enough for her at this point?
And they must realize she's a Forsaken because
They
she
have
did that.
to. They have to. I don't know. I think that they're just power hungry. Hungry. I think that they're just, they're definitely power hungry. We see that. And we know that they're willing to do whatever to get there. Did they swear dark oaths though? Huh. I didn't even think about that. Didn't even think about that. Mm-mm.
And they're willing to work with her.
Forsaken,
So did they swear dark oaths? Is our girl Savannah evil now?
unless you're Rand. Or Moiraine, right? Because Moiraine worked with the Forsaken. I mean, and she like her heart is broken, right? We saw her with Robin being like, just
More dark
get that shit
friends
so you can
among
kill
the
this
Aiel.
motherfucker. And her
I feel like
feelings are hurt.
once
Like
you
she is
work with
a woman spurned
Forsaken, you're instantly a
again.
dark friend though, even if you haven't sworn the
And
oaths.
by the same
I
guy
feel
in
like they
another
swore oaths.
incarnation. Like, the fuck? Every single lifetime.
Maybe
You're
Rand is evil. I'm
jilted
just kidding. I don't
constantly.
think
Make a bitch better.
she did. That's true. Okay, I take it back.
Oh, I hope I never get that angry over anything.
Again.
Mm-hmm. Talked about this, yeah.
Like, not you dumping me in every life. Yeah. Bitter is such an understatement for her reaction
Big
to
no
getting
no.
dumped. Bruh, no,
Mm-hmm.
no. I don't want to feel that kind of love. I told you.
Egwene did
I
not
don't
answer.
want
She just
it.
looked at her.
I
She
don't
kind of
want
did a
it.
little bit of a double take, just like it was
We're on this
very
journey now to Al Qaeda,
tricky
and
to
Ruark is
interpret. Is
warning
he worthy of
Rand
my
to
power and
not
everything
tell
that I'm
them,
here
the
representing?
other
Or is
clans,
it a,
what he
why would you
saw
ask me
in
that?
Ruidian.
Because I'm still
It's
here. Because
a
she could have just
huge
left.
taboo that nobody breaks. You do not say what you saw in Ruidian.
I don't think
Avienda is
so. They're
asking
gonna need some
Egwene if
time.
Rand is even worth all
Gonna be
of this.
some time. I don't think you can ever forgive somebody for fucking the person that choked you
Did
out
Egwene answer?
when they're, supposed to love you. But yeah. Look at all those layers you just unwrapped. Right?
Mm.
But I think that just even the way that Egwene reacted
She could have,
to
but
Rand
she
when he
also
was
wants
picking
to learn from the
squash,
wise ones at this
you
point.
know that
So is
she's
she even there
not
for
going
Rand
anywhere,
anymore?
even if their paths at this point diverge and she's going to study this and he's going to study that. I think she's always going to have his back.
Also, when that person is an evil demon
Oh,
from another
yeah,
lifetime,
absolutely. Yeah, I think so too.
kind of hard
Friend
to
zoned.
overlook that.
So Couladin gets there before Rand does. Well, I guess we should back up. Like they're on this long walk to get to this place. Turns out everybody else is already there. Awkward. And also, what the fuck? Maybe y'all should have been more
I think
conniving.
that she'll always have his
What does
back
this
and she'll
say about you
always
and your
love him,
people?
but
What
that
does
their
this say about
romantic
the rest of the
relationship
people?
is
Are they
completely
going
done
to
for
follow
now.
you? Like nobody's agreed to anything, but somehow they're all here already. Yes, they are. Oh my God. What an apt comparison. Everybody else is already there. And before Rand can even dust his sandals off,
Yeah.
here's Couladin making the
Yeah.
walk. Oh yeah. Finally. Yeah. Mhm.
Like, are they the Ned Starks of the
This entire
Aiel?
time. Yeah. Nah. She's like, no, 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 no. Do you not understand the magnitude of this moment that's going to happen? You have to be independent. Otherwise, they're going to think that this is all the tower's doing, and like, what
Before
validity
that,
does that give to their
Rand
prophecy,
has that
et cetera, et
conversation with
cetera.
Moiraine
But I
where
was
he
really happy
finally
to see
shows
that
her some
moment.
fucking
I
gratitude,
don't remember if I teared
which I've
up,
been
but thinking
complaining
about it
about
makes
all
me want to
season,
like drop a
saying all
little
the
bag
things
of
that he
water from the side
finally
of my
said.
eye. You
She's the
know,
only one who's
I
been
just
saving your ass this whole time.
so relieved. He's like, nobody else
And
really
he wants
cared.
her to
And she's
stand
like,
with
don't get
him
me
now.
wrong. I will fucking kill
And
you.
she's like, nah.
I will still kill you. And he was like, you know what? Cool. That's how I really know that you want me to succeed.
Hmm.
Yeah. We all need mentors like that, I suppose. She couldn't have
Right.
prepared him for this shit though. Dragon imposter. Like you didn't have a better speech, Couladin? Yeah, he's like, you'll die. But
I
you know
loved
what?
that
I
she
felt like
said that.
Couladin was like, look at me. I am the one. I am the one. Look at me. I am the one. And Ram was
He's
like,
like,
y'all like
fair,
to fight?
fair.
I'll fucking kill you. I felt like even if it wasn't the best speech, it was actually appealing to the IEL sensitivity.
No,
Right. They
he
want to
challenges
fight. They like
Couladin
to battle. He's
as
supposed to be
one
leading
would
them into
expect,
war. And here's this
dragon
one guy being
versus
like, hey,
dragon.
hey, hey, look
And
at me, I got the bracelets.
but Rand's speech wasn't great either. He's just like, you'll die. And like it wasn't selling it.
Yeah, at all. At all. Hmm. All of them. They want to kill each other.
And he's thinking about a completely different kind of war. He's talking about going over the dragon wall and I don't know,
Oh,
conquering the rest of the
absolutely.
country. Rand is talking about the last
Absolutely. And
battle.
I think
And
what I
Couladin
would have
also
liked
doesn't
to have
fill the
seen in
prophecy
this scene is for,
at all.
yes, I want them to respond in anger and disbelief, but I would have
So
also
Rand kind
liked
of
them
has
to
that over
look
him.
at their
But
leaders and been like, wait a
he
second, but is
doesn't
this
even
true?
need to do all that
Have
because
y'all been
first he
lying to
tells
us?
everybody what
I
he
felt
saw
like
in
that's what was missing.
Ruidian,
Maybe we see this later on next season for the
which
people to
absolutely
like come
fucks
to
them
terms
up.
with it. But
And
I
they're
wanted
not
it and
happy
I
to
didn't
hear
get
that
it.
shit.
That's
And they
okay.
don't want to believe it. It's like absolutely like fuck
Yeah.
that noise. I'm sure they hated him even more to even be suggesting that that could possibly be
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Maybe it's something that only men
Right.
see. Maybe they're hopping into dreams. I don't know. I
And
don't
the
know how
wise
they find
ones
out.
were not
Maybe,
surprised, but Avienda was. So what is it that the
right.
wise ones
They haven't
see? Because we
entrusted her
never
with the
see what
secret.
Avienda
I
sees. We
could see
only
that
see what
because she's
Moiraine sees.
still, I mean, she is super
So
green,
do the
right?
clan
It's not like
leaders
she's an
just
accepted
tell the
yet,
wise
right?
ones, or
She's
do the
in the
wise ones
terms
get
of
that
like
secret some
the
other
wise
way?
one
Because if
traditions, she
Avienda
is
already went to
just a
Ruidian and
novice.
didn't get that secret,
So she hasn't earned the right to know this
how do they
information
know?
yet. But but how does it make you feel knowing that they have been lying
But
to
the
you
wise
this
ones
whole
knew about
time
it.
and we hate oath breakers?
Or maybe because Avienda hasn't
Yikes.
officially become a wise one yet, they haven't told her.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I love this whole scene, and this is what made me think about the win from earlier, right? Because they're having this whole montage,
Yeah.
and the entire time, Rand has been kind of looking up at the sky. You kind of see clouds in the distance. I thought maybe that they must be dust from the
I
other people
mean,
traveling
we
also.
saw that other guy
But
scratch his
during
eyes
this
out when he
scene, they
found
talk
out.
about like the dragon's connection to the land. And I was like, this motherfucker is
So
Captain Planet. Like, why didn't
Couladin can
we
peacock
know?
all he
You know,
wants,
so that's what made me
but
think about the
Rand makes
wind
it
going through
rain.
Egwene's hair when he's talking about
Literally.
his toe and collecting the squash and getting kind of emotional. And then you just see him make this like tornado up to the sky. He brought water to the desert. No, but she didn't need to kneel. I was very proud of her for not kneeling. Because she got beat up by his fucking bitch ass nightmare girlfriend. She doesn't need to kneel to him. She pushed him out of her dream. She doesn't need to kneel to him. You're like, no, no. And I think that if she had kneeled, he would have asked her to stand up anyway. Egwene kneels for no one.
Did you
No.
notice that
Everybody else can kneel
after
to
he
him.
made it rain and
Perrin
everyone
can
kneeled,
kneel,
Egwene
Matt can
did not
kneel,
kneel?
Nynaeve can kneel. Egwene should never kneel.
Why?
Moiraine. It's on the wind. Yeah. Yeah.
You think so? I don't think he would have.
I mean, she's been sneaking off to do her own thing, so she better
Okay.
fucking have more control by now. Yeah. It's like she's the only one practicing anything around here.
Let's talk about our girl, Moiraine. Woof.
Oh my God.
Moiraine's like,
That
I
whole
think I'm gonna
fight.
die today. So she continues to practice with Sarkarnan, which she has so much more
Mhm.
mastery over. Maybe she hasn't fully mastered it, but she has so much more control over it
I
now,
thought that she was gonna just let her do whatever she was doing and
which
then
is
kill Lan like really easily.
smart of her to
I
be
was
practicing
ready. No, I wasn't ready.
because
I was willing to accept that Lan might die in this episode. And then
Lanfair
90,
shows
yeah,
up
I
and
was.
kicks her in the
I
back.
was I was like, you know what? This other woman, Dark Oaths, broken, died for
That
him.
fight was
Okay, got
crazy.
it.
I did
Now
keep
he's
thinking to
gonna die for
myself,
Moiraine, and now
when
we're gonna
Moraine
see
was
that set Nynaeve
on
off in
the
an entirely different
offensive,
way
I
next
wondered
season.
why Lanfair was
I was
just like
prepared. I would have been
waiting her
sad because
turn.
I love everything about him. But yeah, so I'm glad that didn't happen. Yeah,
Really?
that's her specialty. It's like just killing somebody is too easy. She likes to see them. I mean, did Rand call her sadistic? I think he did. Oh no, that was I was projecting. I don't think that I expected Moraine to put up the type of fight that she did, even with the
I'm glad it
Sarkhanen.
didn't happen as
But
well.
I was
I liked
happy
the
to see
fighting
it.
though.
I love
I
seeing her
liked
and Lan
that
fight together. I
she
really want to
started
see
off
more
just
Warder
choking
Aes
the shit out of
Sedai like
Moiraine. Like
team
she
battles.
was like, "You're gonna
I really,
suffer."
really, really love watching that coordination.
Oh my
Um,
god.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
No,
She was shook.
no. Just he said cruel. Yeah.
Yeah. She's been around for a long time. Let's say you swear a dark oath. Do you just get more and more powerful as time goes by, like a vampire? Hmm.
And now that Lan is carrying
Mm.
his Malkier sword, she didn't heal from
Yeah,
that
that's
cut.
true. That's true. That's true. Yeah.
She could not
Well,
believe that shit. And she's crazy powerful when you consider that even with the I'm
so
not
what
talking about
happens now
Lanfair,
between
that even with
her
the
and Lan,
Sarkarnan,
right?
she was
Because
still
okay,
beating the hell out of
Malkier
Moiraine.
Sword, you wounded me, bitch. You're not gonna, yeah, like you're not gonna be up in his dreams, because I would be.
I don't know. I think
That's
that
true.
Aes Sedai were just more
Hopefully.
powerful back then.
Huh.
And they also knew more because remember they lost so much information,
Yeah. Okay.
in
Yeah.
their
That
break-in.
seems
So
absolutely
part of it is she's
necessary.
powerful, more powerful, but also just knows more about channeling.
Mm.
Between Lanfair and Lan,
Yeah. Yeah.
well, hopefully
Yeah.
Moiraine taught him how to guard his dreams a long time ago. Hopefully. Hopefully. And if she didn't, I hope she's working on it now. Lanfair creates that sword and stabs. Moiraine through the stomach. At first, I was like, where did she get a sword? Like, is
Yeah.
that land sword? But then I realized she just created one with the one power, which is crazy because it wasn't just like a blade of just like
Hmm.
channel. It was an actual physical sword. I'm
Yeah.
like, is it that easy to make this? Moiraine gets the news that we'll talk about in a
Well,
minute,
I would imagine
and it
that,
gives
let's
her
say she
that
doesn't. I'm
adrenaline kick
portaling
she
to wherever
needed
Robin is.
to fight back.
Yeah.
And
I want
Lanfear
to be
was so
healed.
stunned.
And this is my proof that we need to stop
She was
them
so
because look
stunned
at
at
how
the amount of
dangerous
power
the
Moiraine was
things have
showing and the
gotten.
fact
We're
that she
not
was
going
taking
to
that
be able to
wound
do
like
the
a
things that
champ.
we want to do because plot twist.
And now does Moiraine just have a one power sword? Can she sword fight?
Well, Lan will teach her. I'm sure she must have picked up something over the fucking years. Do you think they're like on their search for like the Dragon Reborn, that like evenings by the fire that he was like, "Yo, you want to learn?" She's like, "Okay, why not?"
I hope so. I'd like to see if she keeps that sword or if we're just supposed to forget about it.
Yeah.
Lanfear just created it so easily, and it's clearly like a physical sword
I love seeing Lanfear back in like just total evil Lanfear, dark eyeshadow vibes.
with those huge hats, church mother hats,
Yeah, like so fucking
and the
cool.
shoulder pads.
Exactly. And shout out to her earring because I have a snake cuff earring, but she's got three snakes.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just like, man, I want that.
Lanfear gives a lot of options for cosplay.
She does. She does. A woman of many looks. And since there are 4 days of Comic Con,
Be Lanfear
should
every day.
you could literally be Lanfear every day. Literally.
All right, let's talk about what we've been avoiding all night.
I was ready to get into it. But since I know that she's your favorite boo, we saved her for last. Did you cry?
I actually didn't because I was too heartbroken. Like, have you ever been so heartbroken that the tears won't come?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just felt sick. So let's go back.
Mm, okay.
The episode opens 10 years ago in Tarvalon. Elida is coming through the Aelfin doorway and
Hmm.
tells us that she's been promised the Amerlin seat.
But plot twist, not that time.
Not yet.
She not yet. Which so my question to you about this part is that she was promised the Amerlin seat, right? She talks about in an earlier episode with Min that she has foresight. Did she actually, or was this what she saw? The promise that she was going to become the Amerlin seat. Did she take that as foresight, or does she actually have the ability to see things?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, that was what I thought when she came back. It took me a little while. So I was like, well, is this 10 years ago or is this now? It says 10 years ago, but what's actually happening? Like, I didn't understand. Ooh, she went and she made a deal with the demon. And I will just say that I am still really curious about the Elfian because when Matt first comes in, he was like, by the treaty that the ancient treaty made, these are the things that I have to do. And you're like, wait a second, tell me about this ancient treaty.
Yeah, are we going to learn more about the Aelfin or is that just going to stay a mystery? It's just
Oh,
so
I
many
can't fucking
things to
wait.
try to like explain. Like, do I
Yeah.
just need to go to the books and fill that in that way?
I think we'll find out. I think we'll find out.
One question I had was why the white Aja did not go with Elida that time.
The first time?
Yes.
I mean, obviously, I don't know, but I think that because they see her being reckless,
Mm,
like, because the Aes Sedai must know much more about the Elfin, right? There must be a book somewhere, and maybe they talk about it in like Aes Sedai 101 or whatever. They know the nature of these beings. They know that deals have to be made or deals can be made. So maybe one of the first things they learn is you get three wishes. One of them better be to get out.
yeah.
Like whatever you get, whatever you see in there, you need to ask to leave. Otherwise, you'll be stuck there forever.
And
like all those other bones,
Alviarin said many sisters have entered those doors
and
and
not left.
not returned.
And I understand being scared as shit of them and being like, oh my God, oh my God. Yeah. So I think that because she saw that she was so reckless and willing to take that risk, she was like, no, 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 no. It can't be her. It can't be her. But it also makes me wonder what that fucking gate was doing at that palace.
Oh yeah, why was it at the palace?
Does everybody just have one laying around?
Because it would have been kind of hard for the Black Aja to shoplift that out.
Yeah, right? Like, what is it doing in Tenchico?
Or is there just more than one?
There must be. Yeah, I don't think that there's one.
Well, in our current day, Suan is in her study, not listening to Liana, who we've been saying all season how she's not
Again,
listening to her. And Liana is right. She's
she
right.
is right.
She says, "You're giving Elida a wedge to drive between you and our sisters."
Hmm.
And Suan doesn't listen. She sends off her letters anyway,
Yeah.
which absolutely is the last thing she needed to do.
She had so many opportunities to be like, this is the reason why things are getting serious. Like, I don't know why at this point you're not seeing Elida as the threat that she is.
Yeah, I
Like,
was
why?
really wrong about them working together.
Why are you not taking her seriously? And you're literally writing letters saying that they need to side with the Dragon Reborn, but you're not telling the people who you literally live with
Right. It was
that this the
such a
what are your
mistake.
reasons? Like why? Like why not come public and say I had a prophecy in front of everybody at this point? Like why not do that after you see Moraine in the dream?
Yeah, it was such a mistake on her part, as we learn,
As we do.
because it's not a secret that she's going to declare for the dragon.
No.
And she has not discussed it with her sisters. And as Alviarin said, it's not illegal by Tower law, but it's not a good idea.
Yeah. I mean she can write to whoever she wants to. She's the boss, but still,
She should have discussed it with the sitters,
like, this is why. This is what I know. This is what I've seen. Because of course they're gonna accuse her of being a dark friend now.
which I don't think Elida really believed that.
No, I think she just needed propaganda.
Yeah. Suan also falls into Elida's trap,
Oh my
sending her
God.
most trusted sisters to follow the Reds who have left the tower.
It's just like you're sitting here worried about all of the wrong things. All of the wrong things. The Trusted Sisters for real?
All
I
of
don't
them.
know. I mean, in retrospect, it seems like it's such an easy plot to detect, right?
Yeah.
But who cares if they go out to like gentle a man? You know who the dragon is.
It was such an easy trap.
Yeah. Like, why do you think that does she not care at this point?
Does who not care?
Does Suan just not care anymore? We know that Maureen, or we can assume that Maureen didn't tell her that she knew that she was going to die, right? But why are you being so careless and naive? I don't understand. Like, why is your conniving that of a toddler?
And she should have kept some trusted sisters as protection
As protection. Why are you
because
sending away your Queen's Guard?
Elida is a clear threat. Even though Swan saved her life, Elida is still a
Hmm.
clear threat.
Absolutely. Especially after having dark friends in the tower.
And we haven't found out who the 12th sister is from the Black Aja.
We have not. What if it's our homegirl from the White Aja
That
of
would be
Yaren?
interesting,
Hmm.
especially to get in good with the new Amerlin,
Absolutely.
because our girl Swan has been deposed
Deposed.
and stilled.
Like
Now,
while she was sleeping.
now I have a confession.
Uh-oh.
I knew that Suan would be stilled.
Oh yeah?
I did not know that Suan would be executed because that's not what happens in the books.
What happens in the books?
Suan and Liana are both stilled and imprisoned, and Min helps them escape.
Oh, that's fun.
And they meet up with Logain
Oh,
and Captain,
interesting.
and then they meet Captain Brine.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
And
That's
so it becomes
interesting.
another, it becomes like a whole other side mission.
Yeah. I love that. I still miss Logain and I hope that we have not seen the end of him. I want him to come back. Maybe he'll teach Rand how to be a
Yeah, I
general.
was gonna say at this point, what would his use be in the story?
Teach Rand how to be a general. Or maybe this general that we've been not seeing all season from Andor joins Rand, teaches him how to be a general. Man, I didn't expect for her to be killed. Like being stilled was painful enough. And I was like, well, not that she had it coming, but she played her chips wrong. She played her cards wrong, you know?
Terribly.
Just like just zero leverage, zero leverage. And how like why you're not more suspicious of the woman who you went up against before is beyond me. You know, it wasn't a tight race, but the fact that you guys were both up for the same job is one thing, but also knowing that your tower has been infiltrated by dark friends in the time that she's been gone. Like, sure, some of them were probably there all along, but after everything that's happened, like, why does she not have a tail on her? Why is someone not watching her all the time?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I did feel all season like Suan was gonna die. Like
Yeah.
that ominous feeling was there,
Mm.
but I really also did not want it to happen. So I also didn't want her to be stilled. Like I was like, maybe this show
I was
will
expecting for her to
change
die
that.
in battle.
Hmm.
Quite
I was
disappointed.
I was like, maybe the show will change that and she won't be stilled. Because when she got stilled in the books, I was so upset.
Hmm.
And I was like, there has to be some way for her to get her power back.
They didn't waste any time about that too. They're like, it was a closed meeting. You could have been here if you weren't writing letters.
Oh God.
Oh man, that tension was crazy to me. Just watching her come in after it's already happened and then watching her plead her case and just like she's like, "No, I love her. I'm going to give my life for this woman and I don't care what you say." And they're like, "Pretty speech, but
We
you're
already
gonna
decided.
you're gonna die."
It looks like they've tortured her too.
Oh yeah, she came back up, fucked up.
And you can see like the blood on the ground where they dragged her. Like they really fucked her
Mm-hmm.
up. Like, was
Yeah.
that really necessary, Elida?
No, because
Um,
they didn't even do that to the Dark Friends.
right. Well, they did to Amico. She was
She
fucked
bloodied
up.
like that? Oh.
Yeah, she was
Oh
pretty
yeah.
fucked up.
Okay, you're right. I forgot about that.
I think that Elida does not actually believe that Suan is a dark friend, but that the other sisters do because of what
Yeah.
Elida said.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Because it kind of checks out when you put everything together.
It does. You've been moving in secret. You're having these secret correspondences. You're sending information out without telling everybody else about it. You kept dark friends alive instead of killing them. Yes, you stilled them, but you probably should have killed them. So yeah, deck is stacked against her a bit.
Yeah,
And
like it,
there's already discontent in the tower about the way that she's running things because she let the dragon reborn escape once, according to what their limited information.
right,
So who's to say that she's not the 12th one?
right.
Yeah. But I loved watching Elida's reaction to her speech.
She looked scared, right?
Totally scared. Totally scared. I liked to see it.
I defy you. I am really glad that they didn't show her die. I think that would have been too much for me.
Hmm.
Seeing her head on the ground was bad enough.
I was about to say, seeing the head on. I don't know if I would have rather seen her get decapitated or to see just like, the foot and a half between her head and her body.
I think that seeing her actually dying would have been my 13th reason. JK, JK, JK calls.
JK, there's a season 4 coming. And a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
Call 988 if you're having those kinds of feelings.
There's still stuff to live for. Not Winds of Winter, but other things.
I
He's
wanted to
dead.
throw up. It was really hard for me to rewatch the episode because I was
Mm,
just avoiding seeing that again. Because you ever watch something and you're like, maybe it'll be different this time.
yeah.
You know,
Oh,
that's how I feel.
sweet delusion.
That's how I feel when Ned Stark got
Yeah.
killed. That's how
Yeah,
I
I
feel.
do feel that whenever Ned dies.
That's how I feel when the Red Wedding's about to happen.
Yep, same.
I'm like, maybe.
That's how I feel for Sansa's wedding night.
Ugh. It's like maybe it'll be different, even though I know it's
Yeah.
not.
Like, how could it be? You already saw
I've already seen it.
it. There's
It's a
there's
tough
an
watch.
alternate timeline where Ned doesn't die and where he just like cuts Jamie's head off
And then boom, the
in
story's
that
over.
battle. Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, the story's not over. Then you just lean really hard into the White Walkers and the other story.
That's true.
That would be really fucking cool. Fanfic, where are you?
Anyway, Suana's dead, and her and Moiraine had a
That
bond.
bond. Yeah.
Moiraine's anguish.
That killed me more than her dying because I felt that whole episode, even if I didn't know that she was gonna die, she was giving the performance of a this is my last episode, right? She had all those things leading up. She was making all the mistakes. When I think about it, as take the episode as a whole, she was making all the mistakes that are indicative of somebody getting killed at the end or dying in the end. She's giving her grand speeches. She's making all the fucking mistakes and being really sloppy. But watching Moiraine feel that bond break was what really hurt me.
Her face was just like you have a sword through your stomach, and then you feel the love of your life die.
Mm-hmm.
Her
And fucking Lanfear is like, what the fuck is wrong with you? They call me crazy?
I'm like, Lanfear, you bitch, have some sympathy.
Yeah.
Her face was so it was just the
Pain,
picture of anguish,
agony. Man.
but it
And
gave
that's
her that
mhm.
last boost she needed to nearly kill Lanfear.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
she almost went berserker.
She did. She's like, not today. What do we say to the god of death?
Not today.
Not today. My baby is dead.
Oh,
And I promised Rand that I would keep you away from him. And now that she's dead, like she's the only one who can, right? Like maybe not she's the only one who can, but now that Suana's dead, like this was their joint mission on the low.
right.
She made that promise and she's gonna keep it, like even if she has to die. And Rand was really funny. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's it. You're just gonna keep Lanfear at bay." Like, all right, that's it. All right, great. Oh man. But yeah, that did give her the boost that she needed to just like hold on. Hold on so could do what she needed to do and then utterly collapse in despair. Not despair,
Yeah, I
just
think despair is a
sorrow.
good word.
Yeah.
I think so. Sorrow, despair, anguish. Grief isn't strong enough a word
No, it's
for what
not.
she just felt.
No, no. Her soul torn asunder. She tells Lan afterwards, he's like, she's gone, she's gone. And Lan is just holding her. And it made me wonder, because we know that he can feel through the bond too.
Mm-hmm.
And he liked her, you know? They were cool. So just like how do you maintain that also for your Aes Sedai, knowing exactly what she feels in this moment? How are you not overwhelmed by that, especially after the day you've already had?
What a day, right? This was a tough episode for me. This was a tough one. I love Suan
I know you do.
Sanche. Like, I love her. I want to protect her. I wonder if they stilled Liana because she's
I
clearly
wonder
locked
too.
up.
Yeah.
They're not going to
I,
just let her go back to Blue Aja and like live out her days.
no, 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 absolutely not. Especially because she was down to defy.
Oh, yeah. She was ready to die for that shit.
Hmm. And she was so heartbroken when they stole her.
Yeah.
Whew, man. I'm excited to see more of her. I feel like we have not seen the end.
Well, they have not announced a season 4 yet,
Oh, they'd be
but I
wild if
hope
they don't announce season 4 of this and continue with the Rings of Power. Yeah, I said it.
I will personally drive. Let me not even say.
Let's not get loosey goosey. We can't blame this on the alcohol. We're
Yeah,
mostly
I'm drinking
sober.
water. Let me not make terroristic threats and then post them in public. Let's just say I better get a season 4.
Yeah.
And somebody's got to win something.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. Somebody who will win something?
Suan.
Suan, you think? I don't think so.
Ugh.
I don't. I have to think about this. I don't know. I haven't been watching any like other stuff really, so I don't know what's going on out there
Yeah, I don't know either.
in potential Emmy land, but I don't think it's Suan.
She just hurt my heart, and I just need something in return. I need something in return.
She'll never get over it, guys.
I'm never going to get over it.
Never.
In fact, I might light a candle for her.
Aw.
It was just too much. Like, I literally couldn't even cry because I was too busy trying not to throw up.
Mm. What did I watch recently that startled me in that way? I was just so shocked. Oh, that was the play I saw last night. The picture of Dorian Gray,
Mm.
mouth open, just like mouth slightly open the entire show because I could not believe what I was seeing. It's incredible. Highly recommend you listen to this podcast. It'll let you know that they extended it till June. Get your ticket and go. So yeah, RIP, we raise our glass to you. Meanwhile, Rand is calling on the four winds to bring down the raid, and he gets the people to kneel for him. And so my question for you, now that we've seen him touch the one power and he's, declared himself, Egwene looks at him and she's like telling him to let go. And when the episode ends, he turns around and he looks back at her. How did you interpret this moment? Because I felt like there was an obvious read, which I refused to accept. And then there are like maybe a couple other avenues of exploration.
I felt like it's the first hint of the madness settling in.
I did not. I thought that Egwene and Rand have had the separation, right? And I think that if I were to continue that scene, that look to Egwene would be like, I got this. I got this. I've got it under control. I might not later down the line, but because I'm having this moment in front of my people and it's important and I know that Moiraine is doing her best in the back, like I'm going to try to keep it together.
See, I
It's
felt the
going to be
opposite.
okay.
I felt the opposite. I felt like it was similar to when he brought the building down and he was so lost in the power that he forgot, it seemed like he forgot where he was.
Mm,
The read I got from it was that he was lost in the sauce.
mm.
I felt like he had this kind of blank look almost. And so, yeah, he looked over at her, but he was lost in it and drowning in it. And it felt really good. And he didn't want to let go.
Can I say that's what she said now?
Yes. Well, strong ending.
Yeah.
I think every episode was just packed with lots of chewy, delicious things.
You always hope that the last two or three episodes of a season will give you something like this, and they don't always. Like maybe you get your penultimate episode and you're like, okay, who? And then you get like a little bit of a cliffhanger at the end. But I'm very happy with the season as a whole.
Yeah,
I think more so than I was season two.
I think this might be the best one so far.
I'm inclined to agree.
I'll go back and watch all three at some point,
Yeah.
but I think this could be the best one so far. I need more time to think about if I have a favorite episode.
From this season?
Yes.
Man, you'd think after watching each episode twice at least,
Yeah,
at
right.
least that'd be really clear. But it's like a blur. It's such a blur,
Yeah.
especially because we got the three episodes at once.
Yeah, I need time to think about it, which is my favorite episode, but that's it for season 3. We're done.
Oh,
I'll miss it.
yeah.
We better get
Maybe
season 4.
we better get season four. I think that we will. I don't follow Wheel of Time stuff on social media, and it's not something that I search on. So, like in my suggested things, since they're tracking everything that we do, it never comes up.
Hmm.
So I don't know how people have been receiving this season, other than us.
A lot of people have liked the season better than the others. I've seen a
Mm,
few people who hate it, like a few book readers who hate it
yeah,
because
yeah,
it's departed so far from the books
uh-huh.
that it really is just a completely different property.
Haters gonna hate.
Apparently, I mean, I haven't read the whole series yet, so I can't
Yeah.
call it, but reception's been good, I think.
Well, then I have high hopes because I understand how people feel. I'm never going to force a fantasy series on you. I know that there are people who don't like Game of Thrones. I will force Sanderson on you. That's a given. But Game of Thrones, I get if you don't like it. Rings of Power, I get if that's not your vibe. But if you do like fantasy and you don't like this one, because people have talked to me like I have the first two episodes, I was just like, eh. And it's one of the ones where you really just have to keep watching.
Hmm.
You really do. I get not being into it, but I was like, ooh, what are those monsters? I'm going to keep watching.
I was locked in from season 1, episode 1.
Yeah. Got plenty of time to watch three seasons now. It's like you have enough time to watch all three seasons of this, all five episodes, all five seasons of Game of Thrones. And whatever else you want to squeeze in there, like The Expanse. Expanse is good.
Or maybe I
Um,
could read the mountain of books that's stacking up next to my desk.
oh, I know they're on the back of my couch now.
Well, maybe I should get to it.
No, because we're gonna do a Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Rereads, rereads, rereads.
Well, I've been Tanya.
And I'm always Nikki.
Ta-ta for now.
Bye.
For previous episodes, find us at thousandeyespodcast.com. On YouTube, you can find us at 1,000 Eyes in One Podcast. If you'd like to follow us on social media, we are 1,000 Eyes in One on Instagram and Facebook, 1,000 Eyes Pod on Blue Sky, and if you're interested in our speculative fiction book club, follow Wine on an Empty Stomach on Instagram.